So I'm Greg Lewis, and I've been hanging around Aspen since 1955. It's a little embarrassing to admit that, because if you do the math, you figure out pretty quickly that I'm almost 70. And anyway, but my buddy here, Andy Mill, I think I first heard of you when you were about 12, and you could ski better than anybody else in town already. And then, I don't know when we first met, but we have a long history together, because we ended up doing a lot of television shows together, going to a few memorable parties together, and
he spoke at my wedding.
Yeah, I did spoke.
Yeah,
which
to
one?
your family.
Which one?
All four of them. No.
I've had two, so it's okay.
Doesn't matter. But anyway, no, we go way back. You know, I mean, I think our roots are basically from Aspen. You know, up on the mountain doing what we do, and then you got into broadcasting. Eventually, I got into broadcasting after I was injured as an athlete. And we traveled the world together for a number of years. Did a lot of great events.
We did. We did the Val d'Isère downhill several times in France, and the Val Gardena Italy downhill, and a bunch of other ones in Canada. I have fond memories of all of those. And we did some Olympics together too.
Yeah.
We were at the Albertville Games. And anyway, you weren't born here.
No, I wasn't born here, but I feel like it.
But were you here when, I remember the summer of 1964 when the streets weren't paved.
I just remember the only street that was paved was Main Street.
Right.
Yeah.
Town smelled different. It did. It had this earthy smell to it, and
Your memory is really good.
I'm older. I'm older than you are. I drank less too.
Smelled earthly.
No, it did. And anyway, you remember when town was, it was just simpler. Don't you think of it? It was simpler.
You know, it was really almost like going to school every day, where you only have 50 classmates, and the town was like that. You know, we had 1,200 people in the early 60s that lived here, so you knew everybody, they knew you. So if any sibling or family member got out of a line, there was a check and balance system.
It's still hard to do anything here without everybody knowing about it. But back then, everybody knew about it before you did it. So I went out for a while in high school with Ingrid Elisha. Do you remember the Elisha family? The Elisha family at one point owned, well, not one point, for many years owned the Hotel Jerome. And Ingrid was really beautiful, and she lived in the family house on Main Street, probably around 4th or 5th. And in the summertime, we could sit out on their front deck, and cars would come by intermittently. It was like, oh, there's a car, and 3 minutes later there'd be another car. And now, of course, you get on the Main Street after 4 o'clock, and it's 1,000 cars that are all back to back. It just, I don't know, I just remember it being simpler. Still crazy, still a lot of wild stuff going on, but simpler.
Well, of course. That was a long time ago. That was a long
You don't want to tell anybody it was a long time.
But you know, if you take a look at the whole, the evolution of Aspen, we're 2015 now. It is still relatively simple if you allow it to be simple. But a lot of times you get caught up with, the lifestyle of the rich and famous and the go-get-em, and, the pace of something that you're not really necessarily wanting it to be.
See,
but
you made it to the rich and famous. You are the rich and famous.
Yeah, right. No, but I'm just saying.
I'm trying out for lift operators.
But here's what I'm trying to say. You can pick and choose how you want to live and how simple you want to make it. And it's 2015. It's as sophisticated as it's ever been. But if you don't want to go to town, you don't have to go to town. If you want to go to town, you can go to town.
Right, you can go in the river and you can fly fish, just like you did when you were a boy.
You can go mountain biking. You can go up and find that little stash in the corner somewhere, and still have that wonderful life of quiet. If you choose to find that.
You and I have been very fortunate. Then we've traveled all over the world, and I describe Aspen as the most cosmopolitan small town in the world. Does that sound fair to you?
Oh, absolutely. And that's why we love it as much as we love it. You have a lot of, I've said this before, you've got a lot of great ski areas, maybe better ski areas, maybe better ski towns, but the perfect marriage is right here in Aspen.
There's never been a perfect marriage in Aspen.
You got that right, or anywhere for that matter.
But I tried twice, maybe, and I may be trying a third time for a perfect marriage. Anyway, I know what you're talking about, of course. So we got culture, and we got athletics, and we got the beauty of nature, and a lot of interesting people. I have met, I don't know if you know this, we now have 53 billionaires who are associated with Aspen, according to Forbes magazine. I'm only 3 of them.
Look, it's the beauty of Aspen is you can pick and choose. You get the freedom of choice to go in any direction, and that is what's really appealing to me, because you can go to the music, and go to the Ideas Festival. You can get up and get removed into the high country, and it's not something that you have everywhere. You may have a lot of assets in New York or any of the other big cities of the world.
Yeah.
We are a big city, but yet we also have the amenities of being a small town.
Yeah, well, this is true. I mean, you got the Aspen Institute has events in New York, and you want to get that phone? I mean, it's...
No, it's
The president is still calling you for advice? God, damn, Mill.
No, he just wants to go fishing.
Oh, okay. Well, that's advice, you know. I think all presidents are fishing for something, how to solve some problem that... Anyway, we'll get off of that. I agree with you. You can do whatever you want here. Although I think, I'll say Aspen's more pretentious now than it was.
If you allow it to be. I don't allow it to be.
Okay, I'm just a groupie.
Sorry.
No, it's not. It's not.
Pretentious. Look, pretentiousness is everywhere. Every walk of life, whatever town you go to, whatever main street you go to, if you allow that pretentiousness to be as such, it is.
I want to take you to Kearney, Nebraska, and I want you to show me the potential.
It's there. I promise you, just at a different level.
Yeah, I suppose. I just remember that when you went to a party here, there might be the mayor and a doctor and a lawyer, and then there might be a plumber and an electrician and a guy who was a lift operator, and they were social friends because they all were fly fishermen, or they liked to pick mushrooms in the summer. It doesn't seem like that anymore to me. Maybe for you it is.
You gotta come hang out with me.
Okay, but look,
Look,
you're Andy Mill, you're Aspen Icon. I'm Greg Lewis. I just have been here a long time.
No, we've both been here a long time. But I gravitate to different parts that we have here as a great asset that a lot of people don't gravitate to. And so my life is very simple. I live up on a hillside, and I ride my bike, and I camp, I hunt, and very rarely do I go to town. And if I do go to town, I pick and choose when and where I go. And so and if there's a situation that's uncomfortable, I just move to the side.
So he makes it sound like he's some kind of primitive.
No, he has a choice. He has a choice here.
He makes it sound like he's some sort of primitive outdoorsman, right? That lives on a hill. Your house is bigger than a hill.
Yeah.
And then when he comes to town, everybody in town knows who he is. So it's not like he's ever going to be lonely.
No. Come on.
But there is a line of women out there waiting to see you.
And they're gonna that line is just gonna be diminishing every second of every day, because the older we get, the less we care about that kind of stuff.
Oh God, I'm gonna have to learn that lesson. I'm still caring.
Anyway, we love Aspen.
We
We've
do
been
love
here a long
Aspen,
time.
and you know what? We don't see each other very often, but we love each other too. We spend a lot of time crammed into a little announce booth, and I think of television commentary as being really like a pilot and a co-pilot, right?
For sure.
And you can't have a good television show if just one guy is on, or if just one guy is thinking only about himself. So Andy thought only about himself, but I managed to get in there and help him out.
Thank you, Greg. I wouldn't be the same without you.
I'm gonna get